The stage is set for a historic meeting between the two world leaders, Trump and Putin, in Alaska. We now take a look at what's on agenda and how they plan to broker a peace deal and bring a possible end to the war in Ukraine. According to reports, Trump would try to get back some of Ukraine's oceanfront property occupied by Russia, but this would mean ceding territory to Russia for peace, despite Zelensky's firm opposition. Putin is eyeing the Donbas, a region in eastern Ukraine comprising of Luhansk and Donetsk. Backed by European leaders, Zelensky rejected the land swap, urging Trump to act in Ukraine's interests at the Alaska talks.
We're going to change the lines, the battle lines. Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine. They've occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back for Ukraine. But they've taken some very prime territory. They've taken largely ocean, in real estate we call it oceanfront property. That's always the most valuable property.
Another key issue likely to come up at the talks are sanctions imposed by US and European Union aimed at crippling Russia's economy and pressuring it to negotiate a resolution to the conflict. The US Treasury Department has granted a temporary waiver on some sanctions until August 20th to facilitate the organization of the summit between Trump and Putin in Alaska. Well, another point likely to figure in the discussions are rare earth minerals, crucial for modern technology, including military equipment. The Telegraph reported that Trump is likely to let Russia tap into natural resources in Alaska and lift some sanctions. When asked if he plans to do so, Trump dismissed rare earth as a key issue.
Are you prepared to offer Vladimir Putin access to rare minerals to incentivize him to end the war?
We're going to see what happens with our meeting. We have a big meeting, and it's going to be, I think, very important for Russia, and it's going to be very important for us, and important for us only that we're going to save a lot of lives.
A discussion on security guarantees for Ukraine is expected to figure in the Alaska summit, while US and European leaders are pushing for strong security guarantees to protect Ukraine. Putin earlier claimed that any Ukraine peace deal must ensure Russia's security.
Well, to achieve a peace, I think we all recognize that there'll have to be some conversation about security guarantees. There'll have to be some conversation about, territorial disputes and claims and what they're fighting over. All these things will be part of a comprehensive thing. But I think the president's hope is to achieve some stoppage of fighting so that those conversations can happen. These are highly technical things that take some time to work out. So to have a peace agreement between Ukraine and Russia, you will need agreement from both Ukraine and Russia.
American troops and missiles in Europe are likely to feature in talks. Russia sees NATO's expansion and military presence as a threat. It has demanded that Ukraine must renounce its plans to join NATO. Our principal correspondent, Siddharth MP, is tracking the story very closely and has sent us this report from Murmansk. Take a look.
There's still a couple of hours to go for the historic meeting between the US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. But we're already starting to get a sort of preview or a glimpse into how both sides are thinking. And these are very interesting perspectives and comments coming from different sides. Firstly, on the US side, there's been comments from the White House that President Trump is going to play a listener's role in this particular meeting, and he agreed to it that he would play a listener's role in this meeting. Further, there's also been comments from the US side assigning a sort of success percentage or a failure percentage to the outcomes of this meeting. But of course, on the Russian side, they've said that they don't want to assign any success or failure percentages to this meeting. But what they have is they have very set agenda, and they have a certain set of points that they want to drive home during that meeting, and that's what they're extremely concerned about, and they want to go about that particular agenda. At the same time, they've also said that they don't know what fear is or what is that. That's the kind of response that the Russian foreign minister gave when he was asked about whether he was feeling nervous about this particular meeting that's to take place. Let's also remember that it's a crucial meeting that's taking place almost 3.5 years into the start of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, which has of course changed the way the world looks at geopolitics and overall global alignments. From Murmansk in the Russian Arctic, Siddharth MP, WION World is One, with video journalist Ajit Thakur.